welcome back to the channel. This is the Casuals. I'm Jin.
I'm Saki.
And today's episode is, well, a meal for two also combined with PowerWash Simulator. My brain kind of shorted out there for a moment. I completely forgot I had to introduce myself. But yeah, we're back at PowerWash Simulator, and we're just gonna, talk about kind of like we haven't done food for two in a long time, and I kind of wanted to do it this format. I don't know how it's gonna go because I'm not a very good, multitasker, and it can. Oop, sorry, I was just adjusting something, and it can get hard to like talk and do something at the same time while also having music playing. But yeah, it's something a little bit new, but basically, yeah, we're just gonna do Power Wash Simulator and talk about what we used to talk about for Food for Two, meal for two rather, not Food for Two. Why did I call it Food for Two? Um, but yeah, there's a fat cat up here. Did you see it?
It's a chunky boy.
It's a chunky one indeed. I can't reach it.
No, we
No.
cannot get that.
All
Why
right.
is there a volcano in the background?
Because it's a nice view. Don't you like it, scenic?
Alright, I guess.
Anyways, starting off. So which one do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about the Thai restaurant we just went to today, or do you want to start off with something a little bit older that we went to?
We should do the older stuff before we forget about it.
Yeah, which one do you want to talk about? I think the one we could talk about is
I already
that
forgot, so.
there was two places that I wanted to talk about. It was that what's it called? Oh, I'm just gonna start cleaning in the front, I guess. Um,
Alright.
there was the Peruvian restaurant.
Okay.
I forget what it was called. Do you remember what it was called?
Soul Inca or something like that.
Oh yeah, and it's a franchise, right? That you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one was Soul Inca. We're going to talk about is Soul Inca Peruvian cuisine. And so, as you can guess, and as I mentioned before, it is a Peruvian restaurant that is a franchise. So we had kind of wanted to try Peruvian cuisine for a long time. I think it took us a while for us to actually get around and eat it.
It didn't take super long, but yeah, it still took a while.
And the reason why we actually went and got it was because it was in celebration for getting my new job at your place, and so that was kind of like the celebration meal that we had, and I didn't honestly know what to expect from there, just because I don't really, at least from my knowledge of Peruvian cuisine, there was nothing that I can really like kind of have reference to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I guess. It's a little different than other stuff, so.
Or at least at first glance, right? But when we actually get to the meals, we'll talk about that. But yeah, we went there. It was on Saturday, right? Or was it Sunday? It was a Saturday, I believe. Oh yeah, it was a Saturday. Yeah. And we went there kind of like at 10, I think, 10 or 11.
I think it was 11 when they opened.
Yeah, we went there just as they were opening, so there was no one there. Unsurprisingly, there was no one there. And so, what's it called? Or was it a Sunday? Because I thought I remember commenting on something about Sundays. But I don't know.
I
Anyway.
don't think that it really matters that much.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So we went there, it was pretty empty, and we got our first thing. I don't remember exactly what dish I ordered. Do you remember what dish you ordered?
I remember what I ordered, yeah.
I remember the contents of my order. I just don't remember the name. But I guess we could talk about the bread. As mild as it may seem, because they give you free I think it was like 4 pieces of bread.
Well, I think because it was 2 people, they gave us 3 rolls.
Right. Bread was good. But they give it with you, or they give you the bread with like some kind of like spice sauce. It's not spicy sauce, like
It's called ahi sauce.
ahi sauce. Yeah. And that's like you could tell when you ate it, it was like just made.
Or just came out of the fridge because it was cold.
Yeah. It was really spicy, but it was actually kind of tasty in a weird way. I'm not really a big fan of eating straight, blended chili or jalapeno rather, or something similar to jalapeno. Because for me, I don't really like the bitterness. It's not even the spiciness that I have a problem with. It's the bitterness that I usually have a problem with, like peppers. What about you?
Um, I can handle a little spicy. That was probably like the perfect amount of spice for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't go hotter than that. That would probably just hurt.
Yeah, as much as some spice does bring some flavor, it's not fun getting your mouth burnt, or yeah, I guess burnt, right?
Yeah, I like tasting the food after, so
So we ordered, I think, three dishes specifically. I don't remember exactly what I got, but I basically got what was the equivalent of spaghetti and stir fried spaghetti.
yeah, I think yeah, that sounds about right.
Um, I guess I like if I had to relate it to something for people who do know or who like if it's common in your state area, it's like the Genghis or like the Genghis Khan I think it was called or just Khan.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like in the malls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like those where you build your own like stir fry with noodles. It was basically that essentially, like and with chicken though. It's not with any other protein but chicken. Um,
Well,
it
they
was
had other options, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you specifically got chicken.
Yeah, I specifically got chicken. I forgot. I should mention that just in case someone gets the wrong idea. Um, and so I got that. You got what was it called?
Saltado de mariscos, which is basically seafood stir fried with onions, tomatoes, and French fry.
Yeah. Uh. Oh, and I guess you should clarify. Was the dish stir fried with the French fries?
What?
Was the dish? I was gonna ask. You should clarify that the dish wasn't probably stir fried with the French fries. The French fries weren't mixed in with the.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was. It was stir fried. I don't remember it being stir fried. I remember it just being put next to it.
No, it wasn't. It was stir fried with it.
Oh wow. Okay, I do not remember that at all. I just thought I remember it seeing it just like on the side, so like the fries were cooked separately.
Nope. It was like stir fried with it.
Interesting. Okay. Um. So that was your dish, and then we got one separate dish, which was the fried calamari.
Oh yeah, that was some good calamari.
Yeah, dude, that calamari was so good. Um, but yeah, those were the three dishes that we got. I think fried calamari was pretty much 10 out of 10. Can't really go wrong with that.
Kind of like the kind of dipping sauce it came with.
Mm-hmm.
It was onions and a lot of like lime juice. A little bit of
Oh yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah. It was a little bit too strong on the acidic side for me, so I couldn't use it constantly. I did dip it and everything, but it was a little bit too strong for me to use it constantly because, for me, usually with sour or acidic stuff, it kind of makes my mouth feel weird, so I don't like to eat as much of it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it kind of makes me like I guess like because it is possible like the acidic stuff if it's super acidic or sour it can like tear up your mouth. Um, but like you would have to eat an excessive amounts of like sourness stuff. Because like I know like if you eat enough like do you remember I think it was Jawbreakers or whatever, not Jawbreakers, was it Jawbreakers that were sour?
Warheads.
Warheads, yeah. I know if you eat a lot of them, you can like actually cause your mouth to bleed from the sourness because it's like so acidic
Yeah,
or so sour.
I wasn't really a fan of. What did we just say? Warheads.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of warheads. I'm not really a huge sour candy kind of person.
yeah. I was never a sour candy person. I never really liked sour stuff because it just didn't taste good to me. But yeah, that was like kind of the sauce that comes with the calamari. It was actually pretty good with it. Uh, I guess you agree that it's 10 out of 10.
Calamari? Oh yeah, easily.
Nice. And then what
That
about? Uh huh.
I was gonna say yeah, that was just. I would go back just for the calamari to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. What about your dish?
Um, it was good. I thought when it said seafood, no, I thought there would be at least like fish,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't fit. There was no fish. It was basically shrimp, octopus, and I think squid.
Squid?
I think it was squid. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But I don't know. When it says like seafood, I don't know. I kind of think fish.
Yeah, I agree. Although they're technically not wrong either.
They weren't wrong. We usually like I guess all the other ones, because this isn't the first Peruvian restaurant I've been to.
Uh-huh.
All the other ones would do fish because it's cheaper than octopus.
Yeah.
So I was pleasantly confused and surprised.
Hmm. And then for my dish, like stir-fried spaghetti, essentially, I would think it's like, to be very honest, right? I do think positively about that experience, but I think that dish overall was like a 6 out of 10, to be honest, or like a 3 out of 5 ish, only because it was super super oily.
Oh yeah, the U.S. probably would have invaded it.
Yeah, dude, you even had like a bite, and you're like, holy, like it was like oil central.
Yeah.
Um, It was still pretty good, but like after a while, then I was just like, I can't, right? And in fact, I preferred the calamari at the end more than the actual dish I got. Um, but I mean, I think that's just more of a personal taste, like for us, right? I don't think we both like super oily dishes.
Yeah, that I don't mind oily dishes, but that was just something else.
That was like, yeah, as you said, the United States would have invaded it for oil.
Yeah, that was just something else. It was pretty oily.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that great either. But yeah, that was like basically the three dishes. I think I don't remember their prices. Do you remember their prices?
It was like $20 a person.
Yeah. Price overall, I think it's just okay. Especially when you're like in my situation where the dish was just too oily, it's like, was it really worth it? Not really in that sense, but maybe other dish. Like I'm down to always go back, try again for a different dish. I'm just not gonna get that dish that was too oily.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna get a soup or something.
I was really tempted to get a soup, but I changed it at the last moment. I do kind of regret it.
Yeah, you were saying something about soup, and I was like, oh, I've
I think
never
it
had like
was
a Peruvian soup before.
I think it was a beef noodle soup. I think that's what it was.
I think so, yeah. That sounds about right, to be honest.
Yeah, so I would have liked to gotten that, but maybe next time. But yeah, overall, what would you rate it? I guess out of 5. Sorry, I went on the tangent of 10, but I guess 5 would be better.
I would say a 4.
A 4?
I liked it.
I would say personally. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you're probably gonna go less because of at least the dish that you got.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with like 3.5 because I can't give it a 3 because that'd be too unfair because I did choose the wrong dish that wasn't suited for me. But then again, like I do have to give it what I experienced, you know?
Yeah. I get you.
So yeah, I mean, again, like we're not. I'm not saying like, oh my god, this like this restaurant's mediocre or anything like that. I'm just simply trying to I'm trying to make it clear that it was simply the dish that I got was not suited for my taste. Other than the what's it called, the fried calamari, that thing was so good.
Oh yeah. I kind of want more calamari, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe we should go to California Fish Grill.
Hmm. That's kind of like a different calamari, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's it for what was the name again? Sorry, the restaurant.
Soul Inca.
Soul Inca, right. This is for Soul Inca, Peruvian cuisine restaurant. I believe it is a franchise, as I mentioned before, and I believe you were the first to point that out to me.
Yeah, because I saw they had a couple locations. So
Yeah. So if anyone, I guess, is in California, I don't know how far it expands beyond California, at least Southern California. Um, Go ahead and give it a try. If you do not like oily stuff, do not get the spaghetti dish. Just a warning ahead of time.
you've been warned.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our judgment for that place. We do have other places. We have about 2 more places we want to talk about. The second place we want to talk about that I personally really enjoyed, for a combination of like a myriad of reasons, but I think like it's a little bit unfair as to why we kind of enjoyed it, but it's still good. The Portillo's.
Oh, Portillo's. Or is it Portillo's?
I'm just gonna call it Portillo's.
Okay.
There's 2 L's there.
Yeah. 2L. Sometimes it makes a Y sound, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call it Portillo's, or Portillos. I'm sure some people who watch this will understand. So yeah, Portillo's. Gosh, I'm probably gonna get like pitchforked over this because it's like it's not Portillo's, it's Portillos. Um, but what's it called? Portillo's. We had gone there before. I had actually had experience with that restaurant before, but it was one time, specifically very one time back when I was in high school, I believe, right?
I don't know. I was only in high school 1 year when you were there.
Or was it sometime during college? Well, we were there a couple years ago, like a long time ago. Like it was over, I want to say 5 years ago since we had gone. Around that time frame. But yeah, like I remember the first time we went to Portillo's, I had no idea what was going on, but you really liked it. I remember.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think my friend group told me about it. And I was like, okay, so we all went, and I was like, oh my gosh, this place is actually pretty good.
And so, you know, with Portillo's, I believe, is like a Chicago. I don't know if it's a chain. Is it a chain? It's only that location, right?
I think they have them in other states, but I only know of that one in at least California.
Okay, let's just assume it's just that one for now, since we don't know if there's any other locations for it. So Portillo's is kind of like a Chicago, I guess, inspired or Chicago heavy centric focus. And I think their main focus is like sandwiches, right? Sandwiches and hot dogs.
Yeah, something like that. Sandwiches, hot dogs, and uh, what's it called? What did I get? The cake shakes.
Shakes, yeah, shakes and ice creams. And so yeah, it's basically like it's pretty as straightforward as it is. There's no like real catch or anything like that. So we decided to go to Portillo's, because we're like, hey man, we haven't gone in a long time. I specifically kind of pushed for it. You mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a good idea if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you were pushing for it because it's just been a while.
Yeah. And I had only ever gone once, and that one time it was actually with you. That one time I went, and so I really wanted to try again. And we went there, and it was exactly the same as I remembered it, like the layout and everything. Nothing ever changed with that place.
Yeah, I don't think the design really changed at all, but the prices did.
Yeah, you mentioned like, oh no, they got more expensive.
It got way more expensive.
Yeah. So I guess we'll talk about what we got. So what did you get at Portillo's?
It was called a Maxwell Street Dog or something. It's basically a Polish sausage with grilled onions and mushrooms on like, I want to say it was a poppy seed hot dog bun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some fries with that, and by golly, gee williker, it was as good as I remembered.
It did look really good. And I believe I got the Italian beef sub, right? I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah, the Italian sandwich or something.
Yeah. Basically, it's like, roast beef shredded up, put in a sandwich, and you can have a beef dipping with it, beef juice, whatever dipping.
Yeah, like a sauce or a gravy or whatever it's called.
Oh my god, I didn't. Oh, this is so bad. This might be a two-parter. But, yeah, I got that, and you saw me just going ham at eating it.
Oh yeah, you took a bite and you're like, ooh, that's, and you just next thing I knew it was gone.
Yeah, I just loved it. It was so good. I think it was just because, like, it's not like fancy or anything. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like done well. It's solid.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever eaten it, so.
Oh, okay. And so I really loved it. It was one like I haven't had a sandwich like that in a long time. In fact, I didn't mind getting my hands messy, which is very rare for me. You probably had noticed that I generally do not like getting my hands messy while eating.
Yeah.
Uh,
You kind of like cleaner eating, like cleaner foods.
yeah. Um, but that does not translate me into eating food cleanly. That's very different. I just do not like having messy food. Um, but yeah, like I just went ham. I loved it, dude. It was so good. I mean, it's not like there's anything like quirky or anything like that. It's just a place that just does their own thing.
Yep. They just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. They just do things right over there.
Do you want to talk about your chocolate or no, your cake shake?
I will, if you're done talking about your sandwich.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. There was nothing else really special.
All right, so I guess I'll do that. So Portillo's, however you pronounce it. They are known for something called a cake shake, and I'm sure if you've watched, what's his name, Gabriel Iglesias,
Mm-hmm.
Fluffy, the
Yeah.
comedian, he has talked about it before,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he was in Chicago for it at least. And so he goes, "Hey, what's this cake shake? It's exactly what you think it is. It's a slice of cake blended with ice cream together, and then it's just in a shake form. And of course, it's gonna be very sweet, but holy crap, it is very good. Yes, it's probably like 8,000 calories, but
I think it was close to 800 calories just for that drink alone.
that's it.
I think so. I don't.
800.
If I remember correctly, I'm vaguely remembering the actual calorie count for that one.
Dude, shoot, if it's only 800, that's a lot better than I thought. I thought that'd be like 1,000 at least.
Yeah.
Just because it's
Um.
cake and ice cream in one.
I could be totally wrong. It could be like easily 1,200, and I'm way off.
Oh, I don't know, but it was good. That's all I really have to say. That it was very delicious.
So, what would you rate like the stuff that you had just based on food alone? Like just the food, not like considering the overall restaurant.
Just the food, I'd give it like 4.5.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed what I got.
I think for me it's a solid 4.5 too. I don't think I could say 5 out of 5 perfectly, just because I think the one slight issue I had with my sandwich was that one, there was not enough sweet bell pepper or like whatever pepper on it, and I guess it was
Didn't you ask for like a little bit of pepper, not a lot? That's why.
yeah, that's like that's the only issue really, right? I should have gotten more. And two, I think it was like the meat was slightly dry. But like that's like not really even an issue when you have like a whole beef juice dipping.
Which is weird because they dip it in the juice first, and then
Yeah.
they give you extra on the side.
And it was still kind of dry. But I mean, it's not like it wasn't even egregious. It was just like I noticed like it's like oh, it's like slightly dry. But yeah, I think solid 4.5 out of 5 for me too.
Not bad then.
Overall, what would you consider it? I guess Portillo's overall. What would you score it?
Maybe a 4.
Maybe a
Probably
4.
4. Yeah.
I think for me a 4 too.
I would have given it higher, but the prices, of course, the prices are going to increase, but I didn't expect it to increase that much.
Yeah. Do you remember? I think your hot dog was like $6, wasn't it?
It was over $6 for a hot dog, which is kind of outrageous. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
I think for me it was also 4 out of 5. I think honestly, like the sandwich was priced okay. I would have definitely liked it at least $1 less because I think I paid what was it, $8 almost.
Think so?
I think it was $8 for a sandwich. And they charge you for adding pepper to the thing, which is kind of strange
Yeah,
in my opinion.
forgot. Yeah, they do charge you extra for the peppers.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. But I mean, flavor was still really good though. Like that didn't like stop me from enjoying the dish. But if we have to be fair and all, like considering price and everything, I can't really say this is great value. You should go eat there when you like every time. It's just it's still kind of expensive overall.
Yeah, it's pricey, but what are you gonna do? It's just how things are now.
Yeah. So that was Portillo's. I guess we could talk about this last one really quickly, and then we can end the episode. Wow, there's a lot to clean about this house. Um, and so the last one we want to talk about, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Do you know how to pronounce it?
I could pronounce it in a very white way.
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's called rashada.
Mm-hmm.
Rachata. But I know it's in Thai. It's pronounced probably something completely different.
Yeah, it's a Thai food. Or a Thai place, Thai restaurant. Uh, I'll just get straight to it. It's really good.
Oh yeah, super good.
And so the reason why we went there was because your girlfriend gave her stamp of or seal of approval for this place.
Yeah, so my girlfriend is Thai, from Thailand. So getting a stamp of approval from a Thai place, it's gonna be good if they think it's standard.
And so
Thai
I went
food.
in there not knowing what to expect, because I only had like Thai food like maybe 3 times in my life. Not because I don't like it. It's just because I never really. There's really no reason for me to get it, nor was there like an opportunity, I guess, for me to go out and eat it. So like my experience with Thai food was minimal, right? At least to say. Um, and so, uh, going in there, we got the lunch special, right?
Yes.
And their lunch special includes a salad, bowl of rice. I think it's like 2 wonton like skins or whatever.
Yeah, that's for the salad.
Hmm. And then a soup.
A cup of soup.
Yeah. Um. I really like the soup. I knew for you the soup personally was just whatever.
Yeah, it was just okay. It was basically just like boiled vegetables in like a chicken broth, so it wasn't like something super like crazy special about it.
Yeah, but for me personally, and I like this is just me personally. I really appreciate that kind of flavor. More subdued and just like kind of like that clean taste. I know you said it needed a little bit more salt.
Yeah, I thought it could use a little, but that's just personal preference.
Yeah, for me it was perfectly fine. So I got the lunch special, and I got. So you were able to choose, with that, what we all said before, the rice salad and soup. You got to choose a main dish with that. And the main dish I got was drunken noodles. What did you get?
It was basically like stir fried pork, like sliced pork in a garlic type sauce.
I think it was called duo garlic or something like that.
It was called garlic duo, yeah, but to explain what that meant, it was just like cooked in a like garlic sauce, and then it had like bits of like fried garlic on it. That's what made it duo. There's two types of garlic.
Yeah. And so we both got that, and man, dude, I just remember mine was really good because, um, it's like because drunken noodles are supposed, I guess, are supposed to be slightly spicy. It has like vegetables in it. Like, so I got the chicken option. I forgot. You get to choose a choice of protein for every dish. I got chicken. You got pork, as you said. Um, and so it was. Mine was kind of like stir fried porks, or sorry, not pork, chicken with wide noodles and basil, tomato, some peppers, and um,
Onions.
onions. Yeah, onions.
Yeah, there's some onions.
And that's about it, right? If I remember correctly, there wasn't really that much to it.
Yeah, and then just chili.
Oh yeah, and chilies. Some spicy Thai chili sauce. That was so good. And you saw me mowing it down. I couldn't eat all of it, unfortunately, because there was quite a bit actually. But I did take it to go, and I did eat it for dinner. Um, and it was actually, I think it was like the right amount of spice. What about you?
Yours? Yeah, I thought that was good. Like I can eat a little bit of spicy, and that was probably just the right amount.
Yeah. So I really like my dish. It was amazing. What about you?
I thought mine was good, but I think that's just because I've eaten a lot of Thai food in my days.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to try something not really different, but just something I don't usually get.
Yeah.
Because I honestly was about to get drunken noodle too, and I was like, you know what? I've eaten so much of that. Let me try something else.
Reasonable, reasonable. So it was just pretty good for you. It wasn't amazing, but it was still really good.
It was good. Yeah, I would probably get something different, but that's just because I love Thai food. I'm not like, I'm a little picky with it, but if it's anytime Thai food is brought into the picture, I am always down for that.
Yeah. Um, and overall, what would you say? What would you rate your specific dish?
I'd still give it a 5.
I think for me, I have to give it a 5 too. Um, if anything, like it's gonna be 4.9, but I think like at this point, I might as well give it a 5 because the only reason why I would say 4.5, it was just slightly too spicy. Not like too spicy where I didn't enjoy it. It was just like I wouldn't have had to be like ha a lot of the time while eating it.
Ah,
And that's like, that's not a big deal or anything. But for some people, that amount of spice might not be good for them.
true.
So yeah, I mean that's like my only real complaint. And so yeah, that's 5 out of 5 for me. Overall, what would you say that restaurant? I know you've had a lot more experience with it than I did.
What do you mean? What would I say about it?
Or no, what would you rate it? Sorry, that restaurant now.
Oh, I don't know. I can't really give it a 5 because nothing's perfect.
Uh huh.
But at least a 4.5, maybe a 4.75 or something if we do like that kind of numbers increments.
Yeah, I think for me it's also a 4.5. Um, I also like the reason why I also give it a 4.5 because I think for price wise you do get a good like kind of like deal. Well, specifically for the lunch special, right? The lunch special gives you a good value for what you pay for. Because I think ours was like $13 each.
Oh yeah, it was like 13.
So yeah, and like for me it was enough for 2 meals. So but for you it was 1 meal because you were really hungry.
Oh yeah, I was like stupid hungry.
So yeah, take that as you will. That's what we think of. I think it's what would you say? How do you say
Rashada.
rashada? Yeah. Um, that is rashada. Taiwanese or not Taiwanese. Jesus.
Thai
Thai
food.
yeah Thai food. Um, I guess I'll stop right here. But yeah, that was basically kind of like a review of our experience with those 3 restaurants. Hopefully we have more. I don't know when's the next time we'll do food for our meal for two. In this kind of format or just in general. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I had a great time. With all, I would say I had a great night with pretty much all of them. Um, what about you?
I liked them all, but I would say for Portillo's, it might be a little overpriced for what you get now, at least now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know if I would personally like go back
Yeah.
because I only really like a couple things there, but for a Polish dog, I don't know if you consider that a hot dog, but for one being almost $7, I don't know. That's just kind of a lot to me.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but overall, yeah, I had fun. Hopefully we can do this again soon. I think it's time to end the episode here. So I'm Jin,
And I'm Zaki.
and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.